This video is going to be on how to solve equations using the trial and improvement method. Okay, so here I've got an example of a GCSE trial and improvement question. These always appear on the calculator paper, and it is a forceful way to solve an equation which is quite complex. So the way we can spot it is this little phrase here: use a trial and improvement method to find the solution. So when you see that phrase, trial and improvement, you know that you've got to use this technique. Right, so a couple of things to note in the actual question. First off, and probably really obviously, the actual equation itself, okay, here it's x to the power of 3 minus 2x equaling 67. The second thing is that it has a solution between 4 and 5. And the last thing, which we'll come to at the very end, is that the answer, we need it correct to 1 decimal place. Now this can change, sometimes it asks for 2 decimal places, but the standard is usually 1 decimal place. Okay, so how do we solve this equation in yellow here? Well, what we do to start with is we draw a table. Now the table needs 3 columns, so I'm just going to quickly draw one up now. Okay, so I have my table with 3 columns. Now the first column is going to be my solutions of x. So this column I'm going to be guessing answers to x, and my answer is actually going to appear in this column eventually. The second column is going to be my calculations that I'm going to do. So here my calculations are going to be x cubed minus 2x. Okay, so I'll have a number in here that hopefully will get closer and closer to this 67. Okay, the last column is going to be comments. Now this is going to be analyzing my guesses for x. So as I start guessing these values of x, sometimes the answer will be too big, sometimes the answer will be too small, and hopefully I can keep improving on my guesses. Okay, so now I've got my table sorted. I'm now going to start filling it in with my guesses. Now, if you remember back to the beginning, I highlighted 2 numbers in green, 4 and 5, because I have a solution between 4 and 5. Now, I can start my guesses between those two, but I always find it quite useful to actually start with those 2 numbers. And I'm going to show you why in a moment. So, what happens when x is 4? Well, this function, x cubed minus 2x, is just going to have 4 substituted into it. So I'm going to have 4 cubed minus 2 times 4. Now I can work that out on my calculator, and I get the answer of 56. Now the last column, the comment, I need to comment on this answer, and as you can see, comparing it to this 67, my answer is too low. So that must mean I need to pick a bigger number for x. So now I'm going to try 5. Now putting 5 into my function, I need to do 5 cubed minus 2 times 5. And again, using my calculator, I can work this out. I get an answer of 115. And this time, it's too high. So now that I've worked those 2 out, I need to start guessing my answers in between 4 and 5. So I'm going to be guessing numbers of 4 point something. Now the reason I've actually worked out 4 and 5 is because it now gives me a general area to guess from. So looking at the 2 solutions, I have 56 and 115, and I'm trying to get this 67 here. Now as you can see, my answer is a lot closer to 4 than it is to 5. So I'm going to be guessing a number that is a lot closer to 4 than it is to 5. So instead of picking, say, 4.8 or 4.9, I'm going to go a lot lower. I'm going to go with 4.1. And that should hopefully save me some time and workings. So I'm going to put 4.1 into my formula. 4.1 cubed minus 2 times 4.1. And again, working this out on my calculator, I get the answer of 60.721. And again, I need to make my comment, and my comment's going to be that this is too low. Remember, I'm trying to get an answer of 67. So if it's too low, I need to pick one bigger. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up in order from now on, because if you start jumping around with your numbers, then you might find that you miss things or make a mistake. So instead of jumping to 4.3, I'm going to try 4.2 out. So 4.2 cubed minus 2 times 4.2. Again, work that out on my calculator. I get an answer of 65.6, something, which is actually, again, too low. So again, I'm going to go up by 1. I'm going to go to 4.3. So again, 4.3 into my formula. Use my calculator to work it out. This time I get an answer of 70.9, something, which is too high. Okay, so this is a really important stage here. I have got two numbers, 4.2 and 4.3, which one is too low and one is too high. So just like when I had with 4 and 5, I know my answer has to be between those two numbers. But my question, and I highlighted this in blue earlier, asks for an answer to 1 decimal place. And I have two answers here to 1 decimal place, 4.2 and 4.3. So my answer is going to be one of these two starred numbers here. I just need to decide which one I'm going to choose. Now I could just pick 4.2 as it is the closest answer. Okay, so this is only about 1.4 away. But for the trial and improvement method, I need to do one extra line here. All right, so my extra line is going to be a deciding line, and it is worth 1 mark in your exam, and that is doing the number in between 4.2 and 4.3, which is 4.25. So again, I'm going to work this out. 4.25 cubed minus 2 times 4.25. And that equals, again, do it on your calculator, 68.2 something, which is too high. If it's too high, I've got to go with the lower value. And if it's too low at the end there, I've got to go with the higher value. So here I've got too high, so that means I've got to go with the lower value. So my answer for x is 4.2 to 1 decimal place. Okay, so here's a question for you to have a go at. Okay, pause the video and see how you do. Okay, so I'm going to quickly run through the answers. I'm not, in the second column, I'm not actually going to write out the full formula. I'm just going to write the answer that was given on the calculator. So hopefully you started with 2 and 3. So putting 2 into our calculator, we got an answer of 6, which is too low. And putting x as 3, you would have got 24, which is too high. Okay, so analysing my two answers, I can see that my solution is closest to 3. So I'm going to pick a value that is closer to 3 than it is to 2. So I'm going to start with 2.7. So putting that value in, I get an answer of 16.9 something, which is too low. So I'm going to go up in order from this point onwards, and I'm going to try 2.8. Again, the solution to that is 19.1 something, which again is too low. So going up one more, I'm going to try 2.9. 2.9 solution is 21.4 something, which is too high. So at this point, if you got here, you would have got 2 marks. Okay, so my question was asking for 1 decimal place, so my answer is either 2.8 or 2.9. You might have already spotted that my solution is closest to 2.8, so my answer will probably be 2.8. But if you remember, 1 more method mark will be given for my deciding trial, which is going to be 2.8, halfway between 8 and 9, 8.5. Okay, so putting that into my calculator, I get the answer of 20.2. something, 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 which again is too high. So if you put that value in, you have got 3 marks. Now to get the fourth, we need to make the right conclusion. We need to decide on the right value. And if our decider is too high, then we've got to pick our lower one. So our answer should be x equals 2.8. Okay, so if you made the right conclusion there, you got your 4th mark. Now, just bear in mind that just getting the answer of x equaling 2.8 is not sufficient in order to get you all 4 marks. The question is very clear that it says that you need to use trial and improvement method to find this. So those 3 marks in the method using the table, completely independent from the actual solution at the end there. Okay, so hopefully you got all 4 marks there and you're ready to have a go at some exam questions. Again, do as many exam questions on this as possible. Firstly, to be able to spot these sorts of questions on your calculator paper, and also to just try and reaffirm this method in your head. Okay, good luck.